Bible Salesman by Jackson Freud. A Bible salesman came to my door one rainy afternoon and asked if I would be willing to talk about our Lord and Saviour, Jesus Christ, for a few minutes. I told him I was surprised that Bible salesmen still existed, trying to make a joke. But instead of laughing, he just sort of forced his way inside. I latched the door and followed the Bible salesman into my living room and watched him take it all in. The sagging chair, the milk crate desk, the typewriter, the overflowing ashtray. He told me I was clearly in need of a miracle. I tightened the cord on my bathrobe and offered him a drink. He turned down the hard stuff and asked for water instead. I grabbed a beer from the fridge and drew a tumbler of water from the sink. The Bible salesman took the glass but did not drink from it. He placed it on the milk crate and asked if I had any family. I told him no and leaned back to drink my beer. My bathrobe fell open and my Lord and Saviour greeted the Bible salesman head on. He turned his head away and looked out the cracked windows. I followed his gaze to the rain cascading onto the deserted streets outside. We both watched for a moment in silence before I remembered my robe and retied it, this time with a double knot. I told the Bible salesman about my girlfriend. She left a couple of weeks after they discovered a tumour growing inside her head. I thought I would stick by her, but not long after the diagnosis, she packed her bags and was gone. I asked her why she was going, but she never said a word. Why do you think someone would do something like that? I asked the Bible salesman, but all he offered was, "The Lord works in mysterious ways." I don't know why I thought he'd say anything else. I looked out again at the rain, now heavier. I could make out a car parked down the Wazer Street. 2 figures inside, shadows. I knew exactly what was going on. An affair once hidden, now revealed. A wife's body in the trunk, wrapped in plastic. More rain. The beer felt too light in my hands, so I went back to the kitchen and grabbed a bottle of scotch from on top of the fridge. The only thing stuck to the fridge was a picture of me and my girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend. She was gorgeous. Beautiful chestnut hair. You never know what lies beneath. When I returned to the living room, the Bible salesman was standing, asking me if I was a sinner. Why was I a sinner? So I told him. I assured him it was purely accidental, at least on my part. See, when I was young, my Aunt Jenny, she was a large woman. And she'd never try and hide her body. She wasn't ashamed. Large and in charge, she would tell us. Anyway, one day I had to drop some things off at the house, and it's a hot day, and I've been drinking water like crazy, so by the time I get to hers, I need to piss like a racehorse. You know, I drop my stuff, start running up the stairs, yelling out for her, but there's no reply. And that's what I figured out years later, was I called out for her, and she didn't answer. I said her name, she heard me, and said nothing. Because when I shoved the bathroom door open, there she was, large and in charge, sprawled in the bathtub with her right hand down where I'd never seen any hand before. I just stood there in the doorway, the urge to piss completely gone. The Bible salesman put his hand on his mouth and looked at the scotch in my hand. He asked me what happened next, and I asked him, what the hell do you think happened next? I couldn't run away. The blood that should have been in my legs had moved to somewhere else entirely. I stood there and moved my own right hand down. And my aunt opened her eyes and saw me, and I saw her watching me, and she was moving so rapidly, huge torrents of water were splashing out on the floor, and neither of us stopped until we were done. The Bible salesman snatched the bottle from me and threw it back, swallowing deep. Then just as quick, lurched forward and vomited on his polished shoes. Now not so shiny. I chuckled and relieved him of the bottle. He told me he would go home and beat himself with a length of rope for penance, for indulging in a most unholy sacrament of a man who has experienced nothing but the touch of the devil. I told him there was more of me than there was of him, and wondered aloud if God was going to do anything about it, besides letting his most faithful servant beat himself. The Bible salesman wiped his mouth and strode to the door. I watched him leave into the rain that was coming down heavier than ever. There was no thunder or lightning, no wind, just the water. And he was gone. Past the neighbours' houses, past a group of kids with their kayaks out floating in the street. There would be no school today. I stood there watching them, watching the drains back up and burst like tumours at a post-mortem. I wondered if my girlfriend was still alive, what other answers might be out there. But all there was just the rain. But no more fucking salesman, thank Christ.